Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the start of a little project in Magnolia Promenade. So I really wanted to update one of the worlds. I thought I'd start small, so we are in Magnolia Promenade. Right here at Preeminent Domain is where we're going to be building today. It'll be an apartment complex. We also have a recreation center and a free library / cafe and a Thrift and Bubble Tea store going in over on this side. But we will get to those at a later time. And also I would love to see in the comments which one you would like to see next after this one that we're doing today, because obviously I'm going to do all of them, but in which order is what I'm more curious about. So here we are coming up with the basic shape. It is a very simple shape to this apartment complex. I didn't want it to be too complicated, but we did kind of move it around the lot a few times, so you might see it move a little bit. And it ends up having 5 units. At first it was going to have 6, but I messed up in the floor planning of the upper floor, so ended up just having 5, but I figured it out quickly, so I said, well, you know, that's fine. I'm okay with it. I didn't want to have the upper deck go around the entirety of the building because I thought it would be a little bit too much space up there, and then I'd have to fill it with stuff, and it would just feel forced on my end, so decided to just go with what felt more natural. You'll see a little bit of a floor plan coming together here for the lower floor. All the units end up having pretty much 1 bedroom, 1 bath, but there are 2 that are a little different. There are 2 that either have 2 bedrooms and 1 bath, or that are more of a studio situation. So you'll see that at the end. You'll see where the bunk beds are. This is the 2-bedroom apartment, and it has just 1 bathroom, and it's pretty small. So this one is for, I imagine, a single parent and her twins, but it could also be for 2 parents and 2 children. It doesn't matter. I tried to keep everything pretty simple as far as like over decorating. I didn't want to go too crazy because I want you to be able to download it and decorate it however you see fit. And at this point I'm just putting some placeholder furniture. There were some things I knew I wanted to use, but there were other things I was like, I might switch this out for something else later when I come back to it, or it might stay the same. I'm not 100% sure. This apartment here came together quickly because I had just gotten the Cozy Kitsch kit and I was excited to use it finally. Also, this was around the time that I was just starting to use my computer again after my hand surgery, which went very well, and I was just kind of getting my feel for how things were going to go. So I was like, let me just start small and see where it goes from there. Just do a little bit of a build session here, nothing too crazy, and see how sore I am after, or if I'm feeling any kind of pain. So this was a kind of a short build session. I just wanted to get the basics down first and figure out where my pain level was, and it was not too bad, actually. I healed up pretty quickly. I didn't have a lot of pain, and minimal swelling, and the PT I can just do at home, so it's pretty easy. Luckily, it wasn't too complicated. So here you'll see I'm working on the top floor though. Right now I have another 1-bedroom apartment going in here. This is where I messed up. You'll see the little block behind this apartment. That was going to be another studio, and then I realized I didn't have an entrance over to that side. So I ended up expanding this apartment that we're in right now. We're replacing the kitchen furniture. I ended up moving the bedroom to that back square and having just kind of like a hallway where the current bed is placed. Yeah, we live and we learn, so we were getting the lay of the land here. We're getting the feel for it, but you'll see I put in a little kitchen. There's a little dinette right in the middle, and then the bedroom and the bathroom. Then over here is going to be our studio apartment. So it does have a closed off bathroom because Sims need their privacy or they get embarrassed, and just in case they have a guest, I wanted there to be a closed off bathroom. But they have a Murphy bed which pulls out from the couch. So I kind of rearranged the room a little bit later. For right now, the couch is on this far wall, but then I move it to the wall that's on the other side of the bathroom because I thought facing the other wall was a little bit more of an open feel, and it wasn't quite so like, hey, in your face, there's a bed that's pulled out, you know, and then it also gives space on the side to get in. I thought that was more important. So we have a little kitchenette in here. There's no real stove. There's like a little tabletop oven, and then there's like the bottom oven. I decided to just keep both of those. I just thought it was fun. You can always switch those out for whatever small appliance you want as well, and I thought that would work out just fine. And then we have this interestingly shaped little back apartment here. It's the only one around this side, and it ends up overlooking the pool space. So it's kind of small. There's 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom again in this one, and there's a little office space as well. So maybe this is a college student, or she works from home and she just has her little simple layout here. Again, very small little kitchen and living space. There's no proper dining table, but later on when I was playtesting, I decided to put a little table out on the outer deck space because there was nowhere for her to eat otherwise. Maybe she would have put a little table outside there to have her meals outside instead. I'm using a lot of Dream Home Decorator in here, and you'll see it change a little bit, but it's pretty much the same layout that I have right here. And then I add this little sink from Tiny Living. I thought it looked nice as a kitchen sink. It's a little bit lower than the countertops, but I thought that gave an interesting shape to the room and to that space. Then we added this lovely railing that's a little bit worn out. That is from Werewolves, and we're adding more of these stairs from Werewolves as well because they match so nicely. And then I added the same matching railing to the stairs that match the fence. And then I worked on the roof line here, so I just made a little bit of a platform shape, just too high. It's a very modern outside shape, very boxy, but I think it looks nice. And then I end up making 2 bump outs, one on the left side and then one in the back, because I wanted to give it a little bit more shape, and I also wanted to give the bottom apartment a little bit more space. You could always make that the property owner's apartment if you wanted to, because it is so large, but I just kept it as a regular apartment. So we get the standard landlord for this apartment, who is Panyali, and that's totally fine. He works out in the end. I actually didn't have any events while I was playtesting that involved him having to come over, so thank goodness, because I hate when I'm trying to playtest an apartment building and he has to end up showing up because of a tenant issue or something. It really messes with the gameplay, really kind of disrupts my immersion into the game, and I'm trying to make it make sense. But that's okay. We didn't have to deal with that this time. And I also used this lovely platform trim, and I tried to pick a wallpaper that would match for the rest of the exterior. I used this one from, I believe that was from Spa Day. It's just a kind of a simple stucco texture. It's nothing too crazy, just white. And then I added these columns from Get Together on every corner of the upper deck space and also of the building to give it a little bit more dimension, a little bit more color, because it is all white on the outside. And then here I am adding the pool, just getting the basic shape down. I wanted it to have rounded ends and it kind of be a little bit on the longer side. And then I added a base game fence at first, but I do end up changing my mind, and I change it to the perfect patio fence that has a little space at the top so that you can put some string lights in there, and then I end up using some string lights in there, but you'll see that towards the very end of this video. Here I am replacing that fence though and adding more columns because I wanted to make kind of a covered space on this side for some lounge chairs and maybe a grill. I kind of just pulled these out on a whim, and I also pulled out these perfect patio tables because they match these lounge chairs from my wedding story so perfectly, and I just thought that we needed some tables out here as well for sunblock and all that good stuff. Out here in the front too, you'll also see I put 3 trees because I wanted to put some planters all around them, but I do end up moving them over a little bit because I wanted to make more room just in the front so you could actually see the building. I wanted to give it a little bit more, a little bit more room to see what was going on. I didn't want these trees to get in your way. These are debug and live edit trees as well, so they will kind of disappear if you're zoomed in enough, but I just didn't want them to be obnoxious. So I also put a little air conditioning unit on top of the bump out that is next to the larger apartment of all 5 of them. And then we are working on window placement, and I think I just used these base game windows all around. I may have replaced one on the upper floor. I can't quite remember, so when we get there, I will point it out to you. But I really like these windows. I think they match really nicely with the rest of the wood tones on the outside of the building. And now we're working on the bigger apartment down here because I had never actually put any placement furniture down. I put the couch and the little ottoman over here from, I believe those are from Growing Together, although the ottoman might be from Dream Home Decorator, and the whole kitchen is from Dream Home Decorator as well. I believe that the fridge and the stove are from Growing Together because they look so cute. And I really like that they're just simple, and I wanted to have a little sink space over here with the double windows, so I tried to make that work. And I also used these upper cabinets from Dream Home Decorator because they obviously match so well. Now Now, I did have to move the one window over a little bit because it was just not quite working with the layout of the kitchen. And then I also added a little half wall there just to separate the entry space from the rest of the kitchen. Now we're back to the 2-bedroom apartment where I'm outfitting it with more Dream Home Decorator and a little bit of, I think that's Eco Lifestyle, where that console table is from, and some more cozy kitsch. I wanted to throw in the lamp and the little poof. There's also the pampas grass from Dream Home Decorator that I put in here. And then I'm trying to mess around with the color scheme because I had already picked the wallpaper color for this apartment, which I didn't do for any of the others when I was in the stage of putting down my placement furniture. I also really love this light from Eco Lifestyle, so I put that above the dining table. There's also a trash can in the corner there, some hanging wall lights from Growing Together, and then I added the range hood from Home Chef Hustle to match the rest of the kitchen. There's obviously a smoke detector and a little thermostat over here. I'm pretty sure I put a thermostat in every single apartment and also a smoke detector, but if I did not, then forgive me. My mind was all over the place when I was trying to get these done. So I did try to go back if I was playing and I noticed that I didn't put one of those in the apartments. I made sure to add it. We're also adding my bathroom clutter stuff, the soap and the sponge, and then some kitchen utensils. Now we are in the 2-bedroom apartment again, working in the bathroom. It's very simple, lots of Growing Together, and I also changed the shower to that. I think it's called the Unicorn Dream Shower because I thought it looked nicer in here, and I changed the sink to this one from Dream Home Decorator along with the matching mirror, and there's the toothpaste and the soap pump cups over there, and the plunger and a toilet paper roll and a little medicine cabinet, little towel, very simple. I also put the hand towel from Growing Together over here on the wall, and I believe the nightlight from the bathroom clutter stuff because I thought that would look really nice in there. And you know, she has kids, so maybe they want a little nightlight when they go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Speaking of their kids, now we're working in their room. I pull out the little like step stool end table thing from Cozy Kitsch and also the rocket ship end table light, and this dresser in all black from Tiny Living. I really like that. And also this desk from Dream Home Decorator in all black. They have a science table and they have a little computer desk area. I believe all I end up putting down is the little tablet that came with high school years. I didn't put a computer here because I wanted them to have space to do their homework, but there's a cute little like alarm clock, and then the rest of the walls are very kind of spacey and blue and fun. I wanted to match the bed really well. That was kind of the whole goal of this room. And I also added a lava lamp over here on the dresser because it's just fun and blue, and a little stuffy on top of the bed that I rose up with the 9 key because I thought that would be just a nice little bit of clutter that wouldn't get in your way. And there's also the hanging solar system light from the ceiling. I think that's an unlockable item. And I also wanted to add a bunch of posters. I think these boys are really into space and science and all of those things, so I wanted their room to kind of reflect that. They also have a space themed rug, and then we'll come back to the finishing touches of that later. But right now we're in the mom's room, and we add the bed from Growing Together, and I believe the dresser is from high school years. It matches the bed very nicely. We have the mirror from Love Struck. And then up on the walls, we have some sconces instead of the tableside lamps because there was no room for little end tables in that space, but she could get in on both sides. I did test it and she was able to sleep in the bed just fine. We also have a little plant on the dresser from Eco Lifestyle. We have a painting from Love Struck. The rug is from For Rent, and then we have these lovely Eco Lifestyle curtains up on these windows here. I also really like this kind of curvy chair that I put in the corner from Love Struck. I don't know if I've used that one yet. It just looked like a really simple chair. Maybe she sets her clothes out on that for the next day since it's right in front of the dresser. And then just some more wall decorations and some plants. I think it's very fun. Now the living room's pretty much done in here. I'm just going to add a rug from Book Nook Kit. And then I believe over here in the kitchen, I'm changing the tile to this one, the herringbone tile from Growing Together, and then some curtains up on the windows in the kitchen space just for a little bit of privacy. And then speaking of privacy, I wanted to add some bushes to the outside perimeter of the building. So I'm adding those here. We have some of the long ones on the side and then some of these like bulbousy ones in the front. And now we're in the largest apartment, the one that has the bump out. Over here in the kitchen, adding the bathroom clutter stuff that I love to use, and also just a simple coffee pot. And I wanted to add these long white curtains from Base Game on all the windows down here, so I did just that. And we have this hutch from Cats and Dogs, which I thought actually matched the wallpaper wood tone a little bit nicely. And I wanted to have a coat rack and little shoe storage and maybe a cute little plant. I think I used this one from Bloomin' Rooms with like the hedgehog or the pig on it. I thought that was so much fun. And some of these same wall lights from the other apartment, I figured they would have probably the same wall lights per apartment unless the tenant decided to change them up, so kept them pretty consistent. And then over here in the TV area, we have their modular system put together from Dream Home Decorator. And we have like a little tea light set with some books on a tray. And then we have some book nook clutter and also a little cookbook selection here in the bookshelf. So I just thought that this would be a very classic way to set up a bookshelf. We have a remote control. I pulled that out of Debug just because. And then we have over here in the little tiny dining space, the upper light from Growing Together as well. I don't usually use that one because I don't enjoy the lighting that comes out of it. I think that it's just not enough lighting, but in that corner it worked just fine because there's plenty of wall lights. By the way, if you hear scratching, that's my cat in the cat box, so my apologies. But we have her bathroom going in. It's very simple. I just show a little bit of it. I use a lot of the herringbone tile on the floor and ceiling, bathroom clutter stuff, and then I make the sink vanity just a tiny bit smaller so I could fit a robe over here on the wall and a little towel hanging on this wall over here. And then I also add a bath mat in front of the tub to match the rest of the bathroom. I didn't really put too much clutter in this bathroom. It's very simple. There's just like a little toilet paper roll on the back of the toilet seat, and that's pretty much it. But here in the dining room, I do end up picking out a painting from the Cozy Bistro kit because I really enjoy that, and I think it just kind of brings the colors in a little bit nicer. I also added a salt and pepper shaker to the middle of the table. Very simple, but just something to add a little bit more something else to the kitchen and dining space. I didn't overly decorate this one. It was not that I wasn't excited about it, but I was like, I know that I'm going to end up decorating one of the upper rooms a little bit more colorful, which is the one that we're going to be working on now. So I didn't want to overdo all of them. This is the one I was really excited about. I was going to make this one super colorful, lots of blues, yellows, oranges. I really wanted to dive into the Cozy Kish kit in this one. So I threw in these Parenthood counters, countertops, and cabinets and the fridge and all that stuff, although the stove and the range hood are from Growing Together because I like them so much. I also did replace the window with one from Snowy Escape because it didn't quite fit the space that I was going for. And then I pulled out these tile backsplash pieces that came with Love Struck because I really like them. I really wanted to bring in a lot of those colors, so making that window fit was essential for me. And then this little base game circular rug I thought was nice in the kitchen just underneath the table because I made the table and the chairs bright white and I wanted a little bit more color in the kitchen. I did have to move them around a little bit. I also added the floor tile from For Rent because I really like how all the colors kind of match, but they actually don't match. They're very maximalist, I guess, which is not a typical style I go for. Then over here in the little tiny living space, we have an ottoman that came with, I believe it's either Parenthood or Seasons, I'm not 100% sure, and these bright yellow curtains, which I don't think I've ever used in that color before, ever, and a little bit of a different wall light in here that I used all throughout because I just wanted it to be slightly different, and I used them kind of in the living space, a little bit in the kitchen, and in the office space. And then I pulled out this poof and also the floor lamp again from Cozy Kitch. I just tried to use different colors in here. And then over in this little space, this is the gamer and recording section. So I did give them a gaming computer with like a little setup to record videos and stuff. I thought that was fun. So I pulled out the chair and the end table one more time from Cozy Kitch, and then this computer from high school years in a fun color, and also a little speaker set over here in the space behind the computer. And I changed the wall color just in this nook, and then the back of this wall has that same fun yellow triangular print that came with Dream Home Decorator. And on the little bookshelf back here, it's kind of some decorative stuff for when they're recording. I put a stuffed axolotl and the little heart plushie and some candles and a little notebook. I just thought it was a fun little setup. Now, this was before Simsy's kit came out, and I'm very upset that I didn't have it yet to decorate this apartment. I'll be getting that kit shortly, and I'll definitely do a nice little gamer office with that. But I did make do with what I had at the time, because I didn't even know that that kit was coming out at the time I recorded this. But I'm so glad that we finally have that. So I very much look forward to using those items as soon as I have my hands on them. And then this bathroom is very different. You'll see it's like super bright pink, lots of colors. I used this new little shelf. It's kind of more of a low profile shelf, which I like to hold on to the toothpaste cup and the soap pump, because there's not a lot of space on the very non-existent countertop where the sink is, because it's just kind of mounted to the wall. That one's from Parenthood. I wanted there to be a little bit of space to hold all of the stuff for a bathroom, so I used that shelf, and also the painting from the new Cozy Kitsch kit. And then there's some more robes and a towel on the wall in that bathroom as well. And now we are in here. We are using these little end pieces from the like modular system from the Cozy Kitsch kit in white, and then the bed is from High School Years, and I don't know if I've used this color of this bed in a really long time, so I thought that was fun. Nice bright orange table side lamp on either side, and then we have some like little clutter on there. We have a water bottle and some post-it notes, and I wanted to go really bright with this wallpaper as well, so I used this kind of blue speckled one, and then all the rest of the walls have a nice yellow tone to them. And I pulled out a rug from High School Years, and I didn't know if I wanted to use this one with all the triangles or not, so I did end up changing it to the blue one just because I thought it was a little bit more subdued. And then I definitely used this very lovely bright kind of rainbowy painted dresser from High School Years, and then the Seasons lamp, because it's just very simple and classic. And I love these curtains with like the little bulbousy hangers from Growing Together, so I threw those in here as well. And this lovely, interestingly shaped chair from Love Struck in this like pastel-y green tone. I was really going for lots of color in this apartment, like I said, so I wanted to dig into that a little more. And then we have some leaf paintings from Dream Home Decorator. I pull out this long organizer one more time because I wanted to throw a bunch of stuff on here. She has like a little handheld gaming system and some posters on the wall from High School Years. And then I threw in some dirty laundry in a basket next to the little, I don't know what this is, console table, I guess is what it is. And then on top we have some makeup and also just some fun stuff, like a little frame and a little camera, a little flower in a vase. I did have to size those down so that they would fit on top of this console table a little bit more, but they look really nice and I think they fit nicely. And then I added more of those wall lights on the walls to give a little bit more brightness to the room. But now we are going to be moving to the studio apartment, and I tried to keep it really colorful in here too, but I wanted to be very bright and colorful and not feel too closed off. So I did use a light purple on the wall up against where the bed is to kind of match the purple tone that is in the bed from Tiny Living. And then in the kitchen there's just a simple wall tile all the way across the whole L shape of this apartment. And like I said, I gave them like a tabletop oven and also a lower oven, and I don't know, I probably should have given them some kind of a griddle, but I just thought they looked nice together. And then I changed the fridge for the one from Jungle Adventure because it has that bright blue tone as well. And then over here in her little nook where her bed goes, I put a little lamp, just a normal like desk lamp. Maybe she got that at the flea market or something. There's also a candle on her little tiny shelf, and then I think I also put like just a tube of lotion or something on that shelf at some point. She also has a lovely little dining space. It's very tiny, but I think that that's where she uses her laptop to either do schoolwork or regular work. Maybe she works from home a little bit of the time, and I kept this bathroom very simple as well, so you'll see more of that very shortly. This is where I was running out of steam, I think, on this build session, so I was just trying to get the basics down, but I did add a little bit more separation and a little bit more space to this other apartment's kitchen space so I could add a trash can because I realized there was none in here. And then I used some Spa Day wallpaper for the kitchen space, and then just some nice blue base game wallpaper for the living space, again with this organizer from Cozy Kitsch Kit, this little console table. And I put some books in it. I used one of the new frame TVs we got with the Cozy rewards up on the wall in like a bluish and purpley tone, like an aurora tone. I thought that was fun. And then the flooring in the kitchen is from Home Chef Hustle. Now over here in the kitchen, I did have a little bit of trouble figuring out how I was going to decorate things because this sink is very squishy. So I knew that I wanted to use the wall mounted dish rack from Home Chef Hustle, but I didn't know how else I wanted it to come across as like a really fun, squishy kitchen that was very functional. I also think for some reason I end up getting rid of that utensil cup that's on top of the little tabletop oven. I'm not sure where it went, but when I went back in, it wasn't there. So I don't know if I deleted it or if it deleted itself. But we have some of these spices from Home Chef Hustle, and they are going on to this shelf. I did use the tool mod to lower it because it wanted to place up top, and that's not where I wanted it. There's also a lovely kettle from For Rent, and I put up some mugs, the 3 set, and also the singular one from Everyday Clutter Kit, and then a little basket of linens or something, and a little tea light just on top of that shelf to finish up, and then more of these wall lights just in a different tone for the rest of the room because I wanted to add a little more brightness. Also a kitchen like square light up on the ceiling, and then over here is going to be the little office space. So we have a laptop and the desk from before, and just a little light from Tiny Living. And I believe I also moved these doors over because I wanted to have at least one little bookshelf in here, so that is where I put that. And I believe I end up decorating it with like one item in a little bit, but I'm not sure what it is. Also have a little Sims poster over here mounted just above the desk, and a pencil cup, and then we have a little stack of books, and then there's a little poster over here. I don't know what profession this Sim has. I believe when I was playtesting I decided to make her a food critic, so she has her little space. And then we also have a very tiny bedroom. This one, the bed is up against the wall because I wanted to change the orientation a little bit, but we used a lot of Dream Home Decorator in here because I wanted it to look very, affordable, like this is her first apartment by herself, so kept it really, really light and fun. And then the walls are this pinky peachy tone, except for the one right behind the bed has that paranormal stuff pack with the white flowers, and it looks really, really pretty. And then we are adding some artwork to the wall. We have some pretty flower painting going up here from Dream Home Decorator, and then I decided to add a little mirror up against the wall from the Modern Luxe kit in this silver metal tone. And I love this lamp from Book Nook kit, so I put it over here next to the dresser space. It's very dark in this room, so I do end up adding a ceiling light at some point, but first I add some wall decorations. We have a little hanging wall plant that came with For Rent, I believe. No, that one came with Love Struck. And then some of these little tapestries from Horse Ranch. I thought they were really pretty and kind of bohemian. And then some more wall decorations, some little postcards and letters from Love Struck. And then we are back in the other bathroom. We're back in the bathroom, and I do a quick little renovation here. I just add some blue subway tile to the wall. Otherwise it's very simple. It has a little hutch in the corner, but that is pretty much it. And then out here on the patio space, I did keep this rather empty. I didn't do too much to it, and then later on when I was doing screenshots I add more to it. I wanted to have the pool cleaning equipment, so I did put that on the back of the fence, and that is from Get Together. But here we have the pool trim and the ladders from the Riviera Retreat kit. And then for the inside of the pool, I use this kind of grayish stone from the Life or Death pack, believe it or not. I used a lot of packs in this. And then some base game, like stone flooring on the bottom. It's very brown inside there, but I thought it looked nice and it matched the rest of the patio. And then a nice little palm here in the corner. And then here's where I added those little lights in the little tiny space where the fence is, and those are from the little campers kit, I believe. I just raised them up with the 9 key, and then I changed the pool color to that fun sparkly one that came with Get Together. I also add a bunch of little pool adornments from Get Together, and then these lights up on the walls of the pool, and those are just base game. And then I put some little like utility mats underneath where these lounge chairs are. I did move the grill a little bit, and I wanted to pull out a patio table, so I used this one from Tiny Living because it's kind of tall, and then the chairs from the Desert Luxe kit. But I end up switching that around and putting it over here near this bigger palm because I thought it just looked nicer. And then I'm adding some terrain paint. It is nighttime, so I don't know why I did it at nighttime. I must have been tired, but I decided to add some terrain paint around this time, and luckily none of it deleted itself, so yay for me. But I have been having that trouble recently. If I unload from a lot or I go to grab a sim and I come back, my terrain paint will be gone. So I'm surprised that I took that risk, but we're just adding a little bit more greenery and a little bit more flowers just to match the front of the lot. I didn't want it to be too out of place, and that is it for the whole build. So you'll see a little bit more detail of all of our decorations when we get to the screenshots, but this is our apartment complex in Magnolia Promenade, and it's just called the Promenade Apartments, and it has 5 units. You'll see there was the welcome wagon at that far corner apartment, so we had some neighbors outside eating on our little patio table that I added, and there's also some lovely window boxes. Every apartment is fully functional. I play tested every single one and moved a family into every single one, and I'll probably upload it as a normal residential so you can cordon off your own apartments when you download it. Otherwise, sometimes it gets a little bit weird when you try to place a residential rental lot. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you have not already, please be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments which lot you'd like to see me do next. We have the recreation center, so it'll be more like a YMCA, the free library and cafe lot, or the bubble tea and thrift store in Magnolia Promenade. I really hope that you enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun with it. Hopefully we will be able to continue this and it is successful, because I really want to finish it. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I'll talk to you guys next time.